Okay, guys and gals, about 10 seconds of the obligatory disclaimer. If you want to read the whole thing, just pause the video. Okay, welcome everybody. Let's take a look at a preview of what I think is coming up this week. Now, this is Sunday as I do this video. It is, let's see, Sunday, February 6th. It's a few hours before the futures market's going to open up. That's right. For those that don't know, the futures market opens up on Sunday night. I'm here in the great state of Texas, so it opens up at 5 o'clock my time. It's about 2 o'clock as I do this video, so 3 hours is going to open up. We're going to do a preview here. I'm going to go through some of the cycles. I might even adjust some of the cycles in this video. For the general public, you're just going to get the S&P 500. I'm not going to show the hourly chart. But for all my premium members that are watching this video, I'm going to cover all the products. I'm going to cover the S&P 500, including the hourly chart. I might even look at some of the shorter time frames if I think it's appropriate. I'll cover gold. I'm going to cover crude oil, natural gas, wheat, oats, live cattle, and feeder cattle. Those will be all the products I'm going to cover. It's going to be a long video for the members. So if you want to jump to a specific product that you're interested in, just look in the description below the video. So let's say you want to go to gold. You'll just see where it says gold. There'll be a link there. You just click on that, and the video will jump right to gold. And that's going to be true for crude and all the other products, okay? For the general public that's just getting the S&P 500 video, you're going to get the daily cycle. You'll get the weekly and monthly cycle. So if you want all the other products and some of the hourly shorter time frame cycles that I do, then $5.99. It's on the screen there. Okay, it's $5.99 a month. That's super cheap. Okay, I keep it cheap so most people can afford it. Okay, that's a cup of coffee and a sandwich, guys and gals. All right. If you want to join, then right below this video there's a join button. Okay. So I don't know, maybe some mobile devices don't show the join button. I don't know, some people say they can't see it, so you might have to go on a laptop or whatever. But there should be a join button right below the video or somewhere around the video, okay? Usually it's below on a PC and a laptop. Just click join. It's going to redirect you to where you can join, okay? Yes, you can use, I think you can use Google Pay. I'm not sure if you can use PayPal, but I'm pretty sure you can use Google Pay, okay? So, and whatever other options are there, okay? I don't take care of the payments. Google does, and they take more than $2 out of my hide, so I don't get the $5.99. Okay. Anyway, a lot of you know, my premium members already know, I'm trying to get off of the YouTube Google platform because it totally sucks. I hate them. They're the worst of the worst. I want to get away from them because they're just the worst organization ever. On top of the fact they steal 30% of the membership fee. So it's just ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. So let's get started. Let's jump into this video. And let's do a preview for the week. So, okay, here we are. This is the daily chart, S&P 500 futures. These are the March 2022 contracts, okay? Looks like this contract's going to roll over here on the 18th, so just be aware of that in about maybe 2 weeks. Yep, it's going to roll over to the next contract, looks like. Or, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Okay, today is February 4th. At least I think it is. Let me see. Sorry, February 6th. But they're showing the February 4th candlestick, which makes sense because that was Friday right there, okay? All right, so for those that are not familiar with cycle analysis, all right, so before I get to cycle analysis, I know some of you trade the S&P 500 indexes, so you trade the SPY maybe, okay? But this is the futures. So this is the /ES, okay? So what I'm talking about here applies to the spider for the most part, okay? All right, so I'm going to be doing this kind of on the fly, so just hang with me through this video, okay? I'm looking at these cycles. This is a typical cycle. Wherever two cycles come together, that's where we expect the price low to be, and we expect price decline. Now, we can see a big price decline right here that happened about a week and a half ago, okay? And the expected price decline was going to be right here on this cycle going this way. So the future's that way, obviously, and the past is that way, right? So we're going this way into the future, and we expected a cycle low right here. So when was that cycle low? So let me take a look. Let me click on this thing, get it to work. Expected to be February 8th, okay? Since today is the 6th, And Monday's the 7th. We're really expecting the cycle low to be on Monday or Tuesday. Well, it came down pretty hard right here. I said, I think last week when I did the videos, I said I expect prices to come back up, probably not get above the 50, which it didn't, and either stall, maybe go up a little bit more and then come back down into this, or just stall going sideways into this. Well, it looks like it's coming back down into it, right? That's what it looks like it's happening. We'll just see what happens here. This, to me, guys, looks like that this little run is over. Okay? This little run right here is over. These indicators are suggesting that. The long-term MACD looks like it wants to go up. So we could be seeing like this, and then like that, okay? And who knows? Maybe it'll get above the 50 and do one of those. I don't know. Do I think it's going to take out the all-time high? No. At least not anytime soon. And maybe not for a very long time. We'll have to see what goes on as we press into further and further into 2022. Of course, we're always going to evaluate as we go along and look at the probabilities of where I think things are going, okay? But long run, we'll get into that on the monthly and weekly charts, okay? So I expect prices to decline just based on what I'm seeing here, down into the end of the first week of February, maybe even going into the second week, okay? Just based on what I'm looking at here. We'll see. Does this come down? Does it get a little bounce? Does the Big Daddy do one of those? Do we get something like this where it comes down in the middle? I don't know. I don't know yet. This over here is a very high peak. You can see this did not even get above the 350 line on my Big Daddy forecast. So this was not a very strong rebound. Okay, it just wasn't. And even this peak is lower than these guys. Certainly lower than that and that. So it's not a very strong rebound right here. So temporarily would not surprise me to see some more price decline over the short term, okay? I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to move these cycles around. I think I'm going to keep them right where they're at because this looks like it is coming right down into this time frame, which I think that one was the 6th. That little one was the 6th. This one is what? The 9th, the 8th. So, okay, it's all right. It's all happening right on time. This little pullback right there is all happening right on time. And then the next one, which I'm going to keep these daily cycles for now because they look like they're pretty decent. March 22nd for the green one, and the shorter one is February 27th, right at the end. Now, you know, I didn't like a lot of my subscribers, my premium members. Some of us follow Slim over on his, either from his website because he has a subscription service, and he has some free content that he puts out on YouTube, like kind of like what you're for the free stuff. For the people, general public, like some of you are watching this video now. So I do watch some of his videos. I didn't watch this last week. Maybe I'll watch it later on today. So I don't even know what he said because he's very good at cycle analysis, him and his team. So no, I didn't look at that first and come to this video. I haven't even looked. I saw that he published it. It's on my, you know, I get the, surprisingly Google and YouTube has allowed me to continue to get his notifications and other notifications. I don't know. Unlike my subscribers, they don't let my subscribers see my notifications, at least some of them, because they're so kind-hearted organization. But so I did see it come out on the notification feed on YouTube, but I didn't actually get a chance to watch it because I've been busy living life and doing other stuff. Okay. So after this, so I'm going to look at his analysis after I do this. So it's going to be interesting to see what he said, and I'd be able to compare it to what I'm talking about. Okay, which is always a good thing. Okay, more people doing cycle analysis, I think, the better. Okay. So anyway, this is at the end of February, like the very last day of February. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, that's 318. Is that really 318? Let me look at this. Look at this one. Oh, it's 220. I'm sorry, it's right here. So this is the 227 right here, this little cycle. So we could see some price decline, maybe bump up, then back down, and then in February, it could just decline all the way down into there. Okay, we might get a surprise and it does one of these and get some really strong momentum, goes up. Because, you know, this is suggesting that long-term on the MACD. But remember, this MACD, this is below the zero line, like well below. Here's the quad witching way back here, guys. It barely got below the zero on the MACD. This is a major event. And for it to fully recover and jump back way up over here to all-time highs, I don't see it happening anytime soon, guys. And like I said earlier in this video already, I don't think we're going to get to all-time highs anytime soon. I don't think it may not happen for years. I'm not going to say never again, but this may not happen for months or years before we see this all-time high again. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Oh well, we deal with it. Okay? So that's my take on the daily cycles. I think we're going to come down into the first week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever, right here into this cycle low for pricing. We might get a bounce off of that. We'll see what it does on the 50. By the way, the 50 is declining. You see that? That blue line is actually declining. That's the first time in forever and a day that this 50 has been declining. I think probably since the pandemic was the last time it declined. Okay, is that? I'm not even going to go back to it, but it's just been a long time since the 50-day moving average declined. It flattened out back here on quad witching, but it didn't. It didn't decline. Here it's declining. So just looking at the nature and the behavior of the market and the indicators and the pricing tells me a lot. That this event is a significant event, and it's going to be a lot harder for the market to come back and get above the ATH, all-time high. I don't see it happening anytime soon, and maybe not for many, many months or years to come. Okay? All righty, let's go look at the daily. Let's look at, we're going to look at, we're going to do this in order. We're going to jump right up to monthly and work our way back. So here's the monthly. I'm going to switch my drawing set to monthly. I still got this big drawing set, big cycle going on. I don't see any reason to change it because on these kind of time scales, these things don't change very often. For those that want to know, this big old purple is my monthly. It's 78-month cycle. It's a huge cycle. Yeah, there's smaller ones in there, but we're going to stick with this big 78-month cycle, which is 6.5 years, okay? Guys and gals, the market's in trouble, if you want to look at it that way. I look at it as opportunity, up or down. I don't really care. But since people like to think of down as trouble and up as good, I don't think that way. I think money being made going up and money being made going down. I don't give a rat's butt which way it's going. There's opportunity both ways. That's the beauty of options and futures, okay? I trade mostly futures. Lately, for those that really want to know what I'm doing, I'm in fixed income. I've been busy doing other stuff career-wise, so I'm in fixed income, and I haven't had a chance to really do a lot of trading, so my money's sitting in corporate bonds, okay? That's where it's at. And now you know. It doesn't mean I'm not interested in the markets, and I may still do some trading if I get some free time, okay? All right, I'm tied up in some serious contract work for software development for some major oil companies that move oil. Okay, these are transporters of oil. I won't dive too deep because I really can't talk much about it. It's a little bit sensitive because, I'm under agreements to not say too much. That's life. They pay me the big bucks to come in there and do software development, so I've been super busy, so that's what's going on there. All right, so anyway, this price decline is going to continue. Okay? It's going to continue, guys. This is very peaky. Again, I don't have the amplitude percent indicator on here. Some of you may remember that in the past. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the distance from the 50-month, because we're on the monthly chart, the distance from the bottom of this candlestick right there, which is February now, down to this blue line. Is this distance great? Heck yeah, it's great. It's huge. Just look in the past. Let me just clear the screen. Just look. Okay, the distance is like, okay, this is kind of to scale, not really to scale, so it's kind of hard to tell, okay? But trust me when I tell you, this is one of the greatest percentage distances we ever had. There's been one or two times where it's been greater, back, I think, in the 90s. Okay, and that's about it. All right, so this distance from here is a big deal. And why is it a big deal? Because if you look throughout the history, it's always returned. Always returned. Returned and came through on there. And I could go back even further, all the way back to the early 1900s if we looked at the S&P 500 or the Dow Jones Industrial, or even the Dow Jones Transportation, which is the oldest index that we have. They all come back to the 50-month. Okay, well over 100 years going that way, it returns to the 50. So guess what? It's going to return to the 50. From here to here is 2022, guys and gals. From there to there is 2023. This will return to the 50, however which way. As I said before, we could get big flashes. We could get small kind of, medium declines and make its way down through the next year and a half, 2 years, whatever it's going to be. Okay, but this right here tells me bombs away, baby. We're going this way. Okay, I see big indications here on the Big Daddy telling us already it started. This has already started. There's more to come. Does that mean it's going to be straight down? Heck no. You get down, you get some up, we get some more down, we get some up. You know the deal. You know how the market is. Okay? So if you can properly plan your expirations for either your options or your futures, you can make a lot of money. And for my premium members, this is true for all the products. Okay? When I put out the all products video for the premium members, it's the same scenario. If you can time, it's all about timing. Okay, that's why, see, for a lot of you people out there, a few that come to my channel and troll, and all you do is put some lines up and you shouldn't be charging people money for that, then don't freaking pay for the membership. I mean, you cheap bastard. It's $5.99. And after Google takes $2 out of my backside, you know, it's coffee and sandwich money for a whole month. So give me a freaking break. Go cry me the blues somewhere else, okay? For the rest of the people that see the value, the reason that these videos are really, really good is because psychoanalysis helps you with timing, okay? It helps you with timing. For the real traders out there and swing traders, not just daily intraday, but swing traders and even investors, the reason why cycles are really cool and help out a lot is because it helps you time what contract month you're going to take, or multiple contracts if you can do some type of laddering, okay, and get more sophisticated with your approaches, okay. So anyway, that's why psychoanalysis is really important, because you're trying to time the best time, time the best contract expirations, okay. The market's going to do this, period. That's what it's going to do. It doesn't get any simpler. We're going this way. It may be a ragged ride, price-wise, whatever, who cares? On the average, prices are going that way. That's what's going to happen. Now, remember, this is a rising 50 for now. So you can't just think it's going to drop straight down. It doesn't do that. As time goes this way, you have to coordinate two different moving lines, the average with the actual price. Everybody follow me? All you new investors, traders, don't get caught up in thinking the market's just going to do that. This is a moving average, and for now, it's still pointing up on the monthly chart. Don't lose sight of that. That means this line for now is going up. This one may be tracking on the average going down. There may be some ups, there may be some downs, but on the average, it's going down. So you're trying to figure out basically where these two are going to intersect. Okay? I mean, it's not like absolutely important you find out where they intersect, but it's just kind of a point in, okay, it's just going to get kind of deep, but I'm just going to do it. This is finding a point in three-dimensional space. Okay, some of you are probably shaking your head, what the hell is he talking about? Well, believe it or not, the stock market and the marketplace and the futures market is not two-dimensional. It isn't two-dimensional. Okay, X that way and Y axis is this way, right? Everybody remember their basic graphing when you took your math classes? For the younger generation, some of them, I really fear for you guys and gals who don't even learn the basics. Okay, XY graph, guys. Okay, we're basically dealing with prices going along the Y-axis, up and down, and price moves from left over here to right along the X-axis, that way. Okay, so most people think this is the marketplace. It's an XY graph. Wrong. And if I get an opportunity, I only talked briefly about this in the past. The stock market, and not just the market, but all marketplaces, are three-dimensional. Okay, they're three-dimensional. Okay, why? Because we live in a three-dimensional friggin' world. Okay, it's three-dimensional. Yes, it is. And I don't have time to dive into all that right now, but we'll dive into it in the future. The marketplace is three-dimensional. Okay, but anyway, I digress. Get ready for the prices to continue to decline on the average. And June 29th, and, don't get too caught up in the exact date for the monthly chart. June 29th. This simply says that I believe, on the average, prices will decline into summertime. Okay? I talked about that last August, and I got ridiculed for it left and right. Yeah, prices are going down. You're wrong. You're wrong. And I said in the future, this is coming. In the winter of 2022, we're going to begin to see price decline and a market crash. I believe it's already started. I believe what market crash has already started. Okay? I believed that back in August. I talked about it then, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't really care what the trolls say. So that's it. Middle of summer is approximately, we think the market will come down into that. It could happen early in kind of like the middle of spring, late spring, though I'm less inclined to think so. Okay, and go all the way out into the autumn of 2022. And you got to remember, guys, when we talk about crash, it doesn't normally happen all in one day. Though we've seen, if you go, I talked about this before, if you go back to the autumn, winter of 2018, that was a big event. Okay, big event. Go back and look at your charts for late 2018. We're going to get to that. That's where we're headed. It's going to do something kind of like that. We're going to see some big price movements. Okay, where we're going to get into the S&P 500 potentially having circuit breakers. All right, so that's the deal there. This tells me we're going down. These two are in agreement that we're going down on a very large time scale. This is beginning to roll over. Oh yeah, the market's going down on a monthly chart. It's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be stopped, especially with the dillweed sitting up there in D.C., the selected one, and the Federal Reserve and BlackRock and everything else, and the cheaters, and the massive infiltration into the U.S. agencies and department. Yeah, I know a lot of you don't like politics. Too damn bad. Get over it. Because there's no separating the two. These people manipulate not just free markets, supposedly free markets, they do a hell of a lot more than that. And I'm sure you can tell by my voice, it really pisses me off. Okay, but in any case, expect this price to come down. We'll see if the Federal Reserve has got any cojones, and their little, probably a quarter, point that they're going to put on the lending rate. And let's see if they got any cojones and stick with it. Or are they going to cry, oh, we're doing the damage, we got to reverse it, like they do every time. These people are idiots. They all should be in a dark hole in prison for the rest of their damn lives. All right, moving on to the weekly. Let's switch over to the weekly drawing set. Okay, that was January. This is out in May. Okay. So check that out, guys. January 24th. The weekly predicted January 16th. So within a week, okay, within 1 week, this cycle predicted that we'd have a cycle low right here. And it absolutely nailed it. Came down and touched the 50-week moving average. And if anybody's paying attention, you might notice that all through this entire time, the 50-week moving average has not been touched. Okay, the last time it broke free of it was week of June 29th. Way back in 2020. And what do you know? We predict a monthly cycle low June 29th of 2022. Gee, that's scary. You want to talk about cycles. To the T 2 years later. So this cycle is May 8th. And the monthly cycle is late June. Close enough. This one is way out in August. All right. Looks like we're getting a bounce here on the weekly. I think it's short-lived. I'm just going to say it. I think this bounce on the weekly chart is short-lived. I think the weekly is going to start giving it up. I don't know what's going to do exactly. I think we're going to be doing one of that. Do I think we're going to break out to all-time new highs and go up? No, I do not. Not anytime soon. And maybe for a very, very long time. And if it gets above this 48.08, then I can come on this channel and say how wrong I was. And I'm really sorry you had to pay $5.99 to hear how wrong I was. Barf. Because I'm sure there's at least 10 other YouTube channels out there that are extremely accurate and you always get it right all the time. Not. All right, let's move on. So that's the monthly, the daily, the monthly, the weekly, okay? If you don't know by now where I think things are going, pause the video, go back and look at it again. All right? I'm about to move on to the hourly, okay? Click the join button below the video. You get $5.99. You pay $5.99. I have about, you want to know how many members I got? You guys really want to know? I don't really give a rat's butt, okay? I have about 90 members. So you do the math, okay? And I make about $3.80 a member, okay? Got 90 members. So I think last month I made $300 or $400. That's it. I can't live off of $300 or $400, guys. I'm not rich. I don't make tens of thousands of millions of dollars off of YouTube and Google stiffing it to me and preventing my channel from growing. Okay? I don't. I make a few $100. I was making more, and then they chop the legs out from underneath the channel. Okay? So now you know. That's how much money I make. I put in all this work, and I cover all these products for a chintzy $380 per member. You guys are getting invaluable information. I make a few $100 a month. Okay? And that's it. And I absolutely despise Google and YouTube for it because of the wars. They are so anti-business, despite all of their BS on YouTube about, oh, we're going to help the content creators. We're there for you. No, they're not. They're lying asses. They're only there for the ones that will bow down and kiss their backside and be leftist jackwads and do what they want them to do and say the things they want them to say. Like, don't talk about COVID. Don't talk about the leftists and what they do in D.C. And I could go on and on and on. Because we all have to play along to get along with Google. But I won't do it. And I don't care if they shut the channel down. I hate them. I don't hate them, but I certainly despise them. Okay? They're not worth my time and effort. Okay, so if you want the goods, for however long YouTube and Google allow this channel to continue on, which who knows how long they'll allow that, okay? But if you want the rest of the products, $5.99, okay? And that's it. I'm gonna move on to the hourly chart and the rest of the products for the premium members. Talk to you all real soon again next time.